16 years younger, 2-year-old Meghan, looking at her tall, slender, beautiful sister.
When it comes to keeping up with the royals, Lady C does not hold back. The socialite and author is well known for her outspoken opinions on the royal family, especially when it comes to Meghan Markle and Prince Harry.
I've been familiar with it for a long time, and in fact, I've seen the tape. I've got them somewhere, God knows where now.
She once dropped a bombshell, claiming that she had seen an alleged tape of Meghan Markle that depicted the actress-turned-duchess in a far-from-royal light. In her latest revelation, Lady C claims to know where Archie actually lives. And according to her, it's not with Meghan and Harry under the bright California sun, but in the UK, with his actual mother.
Meghan just needs to die. Someone needs to kill her. Maybe it should be me. Because of people creating hate. You are making people want to kill me. It's not just a tabloid. Is security on? Is everything? That's real. Are my babies safe?
Meghan Markle is allegedly in shambles following this revelation. The claim suggests that the child she has presented to the world as her son is not actually living with her. This revelation allegedly disrupts her carefully crafted image and hidden plans. For years, she has pushed a narrative centered on motherhood and her role as a devoted parent. The Duchess frequently speaks about motherhood, being a working mom, and the unconventional way she and Prince Harry raise their children. But this claim from Lady C is powerful enough to shatter that entire narrative. If Prince Archie isn't living with her, it could explain Harry's quiet, low-key visits to the UK. It may seem like family is the reason, but not the family most people assume.
While we have now seen baby Archie bundled up and fast asleep, until now, there was a lot we didn't know about just how the seventh in line to the British throne came into this world.
Meghan Markle and Prince Harry tied the knot in May 2018, and within a year, they welcomed their first son, Archie. However, the birth was not without controversy. There were rumors and allegations involving surrogacy, a fake pregnancy belly, and staged photo opportunities. Another point of contention was the birth certificate. Initially, it listed both Harry and Meghan as parents, but shortly afterward, Meghan's name was reportedly removed.
They will cease using the title Royal Highness and will no longer receive taxpayer money. Last month, they said they wanted to lead a more independent life.
What made these claims even more scandalous was the silence that followed from Meghan, Harry, and the royal family as a whole. This was unusual for Meghan, who is known for speaking out and never backing down from accusations. During Megxit, she made her voice heard everywhere: podcasts, talk shows, and interviews, sharing her version of events, criticizing the monarchy, and positioning herself as the victim. One thing that has never been questioned is her willingness to speak. Silence has never been her strength. This time, however, the silence is deafening, and so is the palace's. Silence, after all, can speak volumes. That may be why these allegations refuse to die down. The lingering question remains: who is Archie's real mother? If timelines are accurate, Archie was conceived only months after the wedding, during a period when Meghan and Harry publicly appeared inseparable. But Lady C's claims raised doubts. Was it all a distraction, an elaborate display masking something far darker beneath the public affection and staged photo ops?
Which, it has to be said, is awash in Toronto. Oh, my dear, how wonderful it is.
Meghan Markle and Prince Harry have repeatedly stated that they oppose showing their children on social media. But was this truly about privacy, or was it another strategy by the Duchess? A cover-up for what allegedly happens behind the walls of their Montecito home? Where does Archie really live? Unlike other royals across the pond, such as Prince William and his family, whose children are occasionally seen in public, there are no comparable appearances involving Harry's children.
Well, this morning was different because Archie has a cold, so he's home from school. But I get up at 6:30 and gives me a minute to, I wish I could say I woke up and meditated. I don't do that. I have the monitors on so I could hear both the kids. They get up at 7.
Some argued that the couple is simply protecting their privacy. But nearly every action they've taken since leaving the royal family suggests the opposite. They attend galas, fashion shows, talk shows, sporting events, birthday parties, everything imaginable. Yet, suddenly, their children are completely absent, despite Meghan Markle's well-documented appetite for attention.
I'm starting to comprehend the position that she was in as a mother, single parent, trying to look after 2 boys with this intense media harassment.
What these allegations suggest is that Archie is biologically Prince Harry's child, but not Meghan Markle's. If he was conceived shortly after the 2018 wedding, it raises disturbing questions. Does this mean Harry stepped outside the marriage? If so, what was the purpose of the public display of love and unity? And why would Meghan go to such lengths to allegedly conceal the truth?
We'll stay upstairs. Hey, Harry, when you go upstairs.
One side believes this fits perfectly into Meghan Markle's alleged master plan. According to this theory, this is how she secured control over Prince Harry and bent him to her will, an unspoken arrangement of I help you, and you do exactly what I want. This could explain why Harry has consistently appeared compliant and unwilling to challenge his wife. Another claim centers on surrogacy. Allegedly, during Meghan's previous marriage, she required her ex-husband to sign a contract ensuring payment so she could get her body back after pregnancy. Based on this, critics believe surrogacy was always part of the plan in her marriage to Harry. However, the allegation continues that the plan fell apart when the surrogate reportedly chose to keep the child. Because the child is biologically related to Prince Harry, he allegedly still feels a sense of responsibility, hence the continued visits.
What's your name?
Amelka.
Amelka? Oh, beautiful.
Thank you.
Thank you for being here. It means so much to the family. We appreciate it.
Thank you.
How long have you been waiting?
Meanwhile, Meghan Markle is said to benefit by using the situation to amplify her public image, presenting herself as a woman juggling motherhood and a demanding career. But critics argue that behind the scenes, her ventures are failing and her carefully cultivated identity as a devoted mother is now being called into question.
And all of the speculation and all of the antics surrounding that. But there was nothing but her hands were tied.
What Lady C is now hinting at takes this saga to a far more unsettling place. According to her, the truth has been hidden in plain sight for years, masked by carefully curated narratives, strategic appearances, and emotional soundbites designed to pull at the public's sympathy.
Harry has always been a drama queen, and he's married the Empress of Drama, so it's hardly surprising that they've...
She implies that Archie's living arrangement is not temporary or casual, but a long-term decision made quietly and deliberately, far from public scrutiny. If true, this would mean the image of the hands-on California mom is not merely exaggerated, but fundamentally untrue.
Are you feeling excited for your parents?
This is an English one.
All our neighbors. Thank you.
At this point, the story shifts beyond personalities and into patterns. The suggestion being made is that Archie resides in the UK under the care of the woman who actually carried and gave birth to him, a woman who has remained unnamed, unseen, and deliberately erased from the public narrative.
What the impact on your physical and mental health of all the pressure that you clearly feel under?
I would say, look, any woman, especially when they're pregnant, you're really vulnerable.
This is where the word shame begins to follow Meghan Markle like a shadow, not because of the child's existence, but because of the alleged lengths taken to rewrite reality itself. This claim reframes Prince Harry's behavior in a way that suddenly makes uncomfortable sense. The frequent and often unexplained trips to the UK, the visible tension whenever his children are mentioned, and the carefully rehearsed interview answers. It paints the picture of a man caught between duty and deception.
3 and 5, they're amazing. But all you want to do as parents is protect them. And so as we can see what's happening in the online space, we know that there's a lot of work to be done there, and we're just happy to be able to be a part of.
A father who knows where his child truly is yet remains publicly committed to a version of events that protects his marriage and preserves a fragile illusion. For years, royal watchers have noted how unusual it was that Archie was rarely seen, even in controlled environments. Unlike other royal children, there were no casual moments, no candid glimpses, and no organic interactions. Everything involving Archie felt staged, brief, and oddly distant.
I always make it a point when I'm traveling if I can't do bedtime stories with my kids because Archie and Lily are just 3 and 5, so I'll always pack a really thin book and I'll videotape myself reading it.
According to these allegations, this is because Meghan Markle could only present what she had limited access to controlled moments, carefully timed appearances, and nothing that allowed prolonged observation or deeper questioning. Then there is the legal silence. No lawsuits, no cease and desist letters, and no dramatic statements. This is deeply uncharacteristic for a woman who has taken action over far less damaging claims. Here, silence doesn't read as restraint, it reads as limitation.
But I think confession for you today that I could very comfortably say, and that part, to have a partner and a husband who is just so supportive and to have...
Responding would require evidence, and evidence is exactly what cannot be produced without unraveling the entire story sold to the public. The palace's silence is equally striking. Buckingham Palace has historically intervened when claims threaten the legitimacy of royal children or the line of succession. Yet here, there is nothing, no clarification, no firm denial. This silence fuels speculation that the truth is far more complex and legally sensitive than anyone is willing to admit. Addressing it publicly could open a door that implicates not just Meghan Markle and Prince Harry, but the institution itself. There are whispers that private agreements were made behind closed doors, arrangements designed to avoid scandal and maintain stability. If Archie is biologically Prince Harry's child, but legally complicated in terms of maternity, then discretion becomes the priority. Distance becomes the solution. The child remains in the UK. The narrative stays vague. And Meghan Markle continues to perform the role she desperately wanted the world to believe.
At 2 of their birthdays, because I don't remember. Sweet. Yeah, so April 14th, May... Wait, is that 16 or 18? Oh no. 18th.
Motherhood became Meghan Markle's greatest shield. Whenever criticism arose, she leaned heavily into the image of the devoted, misunderstood mother, unfairly targeted and constantly judged. It was an effective tactic, one that softened public opinion and redirected scrutiny. But if that motherhood is more symbolic than practical, then the very foundation of her public identity begins to crack. Running beneath these claims is an undercurrent of resentment, the suggestion that Archie did not ultimately serve the purpose Meghan intended. Instead of securing permanent relevance and control, his existence raised more questions than it answered.
When something is invented, let's take the car, for example. When the car was first invented, there wasn't a seatbelt. You could smoke inside of your car. And what happened? People started to get hurt.
The lack of visibility, the inconsistencies, and the constantly shifting details all chipped away at credibility and now threaten to bring the entire structure down. This revelation inevitably casts a shadow over everything that followed, including the birth of Lilibet. If one child's story is this unclear, it forces the public to re-examine the rest. Suddenly, nothing feels straightforward. Every announcement, every photograph, and every emotional anecdote now appears calculated rather than candid. Prince Harry's role in all of this reads as deeply tragic. He appears less like a co-conspirator and more like a man trapped by his own choices, a prince raised with duty, structure, and expectation, now living a life built on silence and compliance. His visible discomfort whenever the topic of his children arises no longer feels like shyness, but like the weight of something he cannot say.
If I don't have meetings in the morning, then I try to do school drop-off, so they're at 2 different schools. So that's our big circuit. So from 6:30 in the morning on drop-off.
As these allegations continue to circulate, public perception begins to shift. Sympathy turns into skepticism. Support gives way to suspicion. The same audience that once defended Meghan Markle now starts asking questions she cannot easily answer. Where are the children? Why the secrecy? Why the inconsistencies? Why the refusal to address these claims directly? What remains clear is that this story is far from over. There is a growing sense that more people know the truth, but are choosing silence, at least for now. And when that silence finally breaks, it will do far more than challenge Meghan's image. It will call into question every interview, every book, and every carefully curated moment built on emotional storytelling rather than transparency.
Here's another lovely family photo. Your daughter Lilibet, your son Archie, and of course your wife Meghan, your daughter Lilibet is named in her honor.
If Archie truly lives in the UK with his biological mother, then the greatest irony of all emerges. Meghan Markle left the royal family claiming a lack of control and protection, yet allegedly constructed a life defined by secrecy, control, and illusion. And now, the very silence that once shielded her may be the thing that finally exposes her.